What is going on, Jets Nation? What is happening, everybody? Good morning on a Monday. Man, it's hot outside. Woo, baby. Heat advisory outside if you live in the New York area. 90 to 100 degrees, okay? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday morning. I had a great weekend, and I'm excited to talk some Jets with you guys. It's been a minute since I went live or made a video here on the channel. Had a nice weekend. And now we are talking about an NFL analyst on NFL.com. And I want to break down an article. And he lists the New York Jets as one of the most improved teams in the entire NFL. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the Jets are going to be a team that's going to shock the world this year? Are they going to be a team that no one sees coming? I don't know what it means. But I find it intriguing that we have an NFL writer on their website list the New York Jets as one of the more improved teams across the NFL based off of their offseason. And the reason why I find it interesting is because the Jets kind of didn't do much this offseason, from stealing the headlines, trading for superstars, signing big-time names in free agency. It was a quiet offseason for the Jets of more change, new head coach, new general manager, right? Smart free agency moves. Smart draft picks, and that's what he highlighted, and I'm excited to break it down and get your guys' thoughts of it all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, man. I missed you all over the weekend, and I'm excited to be back in the house. Also, we have some, it's not Jets news, but it's Jets related news regarding our owner, Woody Johnson, has just made a new investment that has nothing to do with the New York Jets, a soccer team. He is now, I think, what, 46% equity in a soccer club. So we'll get into that. What does that mean for the New York Jets as Woody Johnson puts 400 something million, I don't know the exact amount of dollars, into a new club? How about you perfect the Jets, Woody, before you move on? But we'll get into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in if you did not already. Subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate it, guys. Really do appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Morning, Richie and Jets Media fam. JT, what's good, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Why me, the Jets fan? My guy, Rich, great to see you, brother. Hope your mental health is well. My mental health is fantastic. Thanks for asking. Had a nice morning meditation. Have a new project in my apartment, which is my balcony, right? The balcony is now coming together. It's beautiful. And I got some, oh, it's great. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking out my window, looking at it. It's great. Let's do it. Ryan Jet, good morning, Richie. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Ryan. Good to see you too. Morning, Richie. How do you feel about the KD trade? Yeah, Kevin Durant to Houston, and congrats to the Oklahoma City Thunder for winning the NBA title. Thoughts and prayers up to Halliburton. That's brutal that he just tore his Achilles in Game 7 of the finals. But this is not a basketball show, so we'll save that for Knicks Media. All right, let's get into it, man. Lascelles with a member for 15 months, an NBA super chat. Well, not a super chat, a member chat. Can't wait for the NBA draft, man. I'm excited. Yeah, I couldn't care less about the NBA draft as a Knicks fan, just because of the obvious. We only have one pick. Obviously, if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, you should be excited because you're about to get a lot of new talent coming on into your organization. So make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in if you did not already. I wanted to highlight the latest news, the latest things you need to know regarding your New York Jets, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the consistent support and love that you've been showing on Jets Media throughout this entire offseason. It's been a lot of fun to talk some Jets with you all. Now, we are getting closer and closer, folks. Closer and closer to the yearly event at a Jets game this year. Jets Media Day 2025 tickets are available if you guys want to get your tickets for opening day. If you want to go to a Jets game and you're thinking of going to MetLife Stadium for a game, I highly recommend coming through to the ultimate Jets game day experience hosted by your boy Richie and all the subscribers that are part of the Jets Media family, right? Your ticket comes with a ticket to the game, sitting in the prime mezzanine section, sitting with me and the entire crew. We have an exclusive tailgate party. You guys know the drill. Food, drinks, a live DJ comes with your ticket. So it comes with food, comes with drinks at the tailgate, right? You'll get to see me live from the pregame, from the tailgate. Last year, we had Gary V as a special guest, which was pretty epic. As you can see here, there he is on the graphic. There's me and Gary V from last year's event. And then the best part about it is we get access to the MetLife Stadium's turf after the game's wrapped up. The link right now is pinned to the top of the chat to secure your tickets today. If you guys want to come through to Jets Media Day, tickets are available, and we're really excited. We got 75 days until the home opener. 75 days. It's going to come up. All of a sudden, we're going to blink. It's going to be here, folks. We're going to blink our eyes, and it's going to be here. It's going to be opening day before we even know it. So I'm excited for week 1, man. You guys should be too. Now, getting into what this article has to say, as you can see from the title of this live show, the Jets were ranked one of the most improved teams in the NFL. And I think this means something because, usually the Jets, we're moving in silence. Not a lot of people are talking about us. Not a lot of people really believe the Jets are going to do anything special this year, which, by the way, I like it that way. I think it's makes me feel more comfortable as a Jets fan knowing that we're being underrated. And listen, we have every reason to feel that way, right? So I think that the Jets' offseason approach was an interesting one. And the reason why I think it's interesting that they ranked the Jets as most improved, because you can argue last year the Jets were great on paper, and you can argue that with Aaron Rodgers and all the talent that we had, we were great on paper. But now we're saying we're improved from last year when we got a different quarterback, different head coach, different general manager, a lot of new talent. So very interesting stuff. Let's talk about it. Let's sell with a $5 super chat, my man. I'm giving the money for my tickets this week. Can't wait to have fun with you all. Let's go, Lissell. Cannot wait to have you, my guy. And that reminds me, guys, if you are thinking of coming to Jets Media Day and you want to set up a payment plan, that is an option. You just got to reach out to me. Email me, jetsmediaevents@gmail.com, and we can set up a payment plan. Lissell is on a payment plan, so he's going to be sending over the rest of the money this week to secure his spot, secure his seat at the event. So if you guys want to set up a payment plan, that is also an option. Just got to reach out to me. Lissell, thank you for the $5 super chat, my guy. I really do appreciate you as always. So let's get into the article. It's on NFL.com. All right. So as you can see, this article, it's written by Nick Shook, who is an Around the NFL writer for the NFL. The Bears, Jets, and Raiders are among most improved teams heading into the 2025 season. So you got the Cardinals, the Bears, the Raiders, the Vikings. How can they be improved? They won 14 games last year. Patriots, and the New York Jets. So let's get into what he's had to say about the New York Jets. What's the email for payment plan? I'll put the email right here. jetsmediaevents@gmail.com. jetsmediaevents@gmail.com is the email to send out for the payment plan option. So just shoot me over an email if you want to get in the payment plan or any questions about the event. Now, here is what the article had to say. I loved the New York Jets approach. Since they hired Aaron Glenn as their new coach in January for the first time in years, New York did not strike a false offseason note, at least to my ears, bolstering the defense with veterans like defensive lineman Derek Nottie and safety Andre Sisco, while using a first-round selection on Armand Membu, who should pair with 2024 first-rounder Olu Fashanu to give the team a nice set of bookend tackles. The Jets' best pick of this year's draft might end up being tight end Mason Taylor, a polished pass catcher with the potential to make a difference from day number one. The big question mark is Justin Fields, a quarterback who needs to prove himself now that he's with his third NFL team in many years. Then again, this feels like his best opportunity to do so compared to previous situations in Chicago and Pittsburgh. Cannot agree more with what he said at the end there about Justin Fields. This is the best opportunity for Justin Fields to figure himself out. Better than his opportunity in Chicago, better than his opportunity in Pittsburgh. He has the keys to be the guy for this organization. Will he do it? Who knows? But I think the main thing I wanted to highlight in this, article that was written so beautifully, if I might add, right? You talk about the first sentence, right? I love the Jets' approach. The Jets did not strike a false offseason note. That is important. Let's highlight that and talk about that, break this down, because what does that mean? I think we're used to, as Jets fans, and not even just the Aaron Rodgers era. You can go back even to when the Jets signed Le'Veon Bell, for example, when we signed Trumaine Johnson. Trumaine, not Jermaine, the cornerback. When we make all these big splashes, it sparks some delusion in our minds as fans, okay, and then we acquire Aaron Rodgers, right? The Jets are usually the organization that goes after the big names that are established on other teams, and we try to, use them and try to go win games. It's not how it works in this league. You got to build from within. And I think the Jets' approach of not striking a false season, off season, no. And what that means is there's not a lot of hype right now. There's not external expectations that the Jets are trying to sell us on. It felt like the last 2 years, which, by the way, I don't mind the Jets. I'm not holding them hostage. I don't hate them for going after Aaron Rodgers and going all in to win the last 2 years. I think they had to do that. You swung and missed on Zach Wilson, and then you had to make a desperate decision to bring in a new quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers was the best man available. I don't fault them for trying the Aaron Rodgers experiment. But now it failed, so Salah's gone, Douglas is gone, enter a brand new regime. And I think what this regime has done so far is the opposite of what past regimes has done. And listen, Joe Douglas tried to do it this way. I will give him credit. He made smart trades. He built this roster. He drafted well. But then, unfortunately, the quarterback position really hurt Joe Douglas. Because I think this roster, which is 90% still Joe Douglas's, is pretty good. The offensive line, I think, is fantastic from Joe Douglas. You add in Membu at right tackle. Great. Playmakers, you got Garrett Wilson, Jamien Sherwood, Sauce Gardner. I mean, there's so many players on this roster that we all love that Joe Douglas drafted. But I think that the Jets not having this offseason of signing all these guys, trading for Hassan Reddick, trading for Devontae Adams midseason, it's allowing this team to move in silence and build this team the right way from within. And I think the veterans that he mentioned in this article, Derek Nottie is a guy that we feel like as Jets fans, not a big name, but could be an impactful player to help this team win football games. Andre Sisco, not a big name, but someone that's on a contract year who's young and hungry and could have a breakout season. Not saying he will, but he could. You saw what he did in Jacksonville. He's someone that I think has a chance to prove himself in this league. And you talk about the draft picks. Armand Membu, that's fantastic. We all love Membu pairing up with Olu as our bookend tackles. But then I love how he says the Jets' best pick of this year's draft may just end up being Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor is somebody that I am expecting to hit the ground running. And a perfect example of the type of player I'm expecting him to be for this Jets team is our version of a Sam Laporta. Right? Because Sam Laporta is a young tight end that was drafted in the second round by the Lions, and he was a beast right out of the bat. You see his stats right here? Here are Sam Laporta's numbers. As a rookie, he put up 86 catches, 889 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Now, the Lions offense started to click that season, so I don't think, I don't want to put a cap on Mason Taylor, but I think the expectations for Mason Taylor to put up 86 catches, just under 900 yards, and 10 touchdowns, that's a little much. That's a lot of pressure on the young man to do that. That's not what I'm doing here. But I think you see Sam Laporta's game, I see a similar traits. And then you see what he did in 2024. I believe he was hurt a little bit last year. 60 catches, 726 yards, and 7 touchdowns. I think that's more realistic for Mason Taylor. 60 catches, 700 yards, 6 to 7 range of touchdowns as a rookie, and I think that's fantastic. So the reason why I bring up Sam Laporta, he was a second-round pick by the Detroit Lions. The Jets are bringing in a similar offensive system. Tanner Engstrand was there when Sam Laporta was drafted. Of course, Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator. So I'm excited to see what Mason Taylor does because I really do think that there's something special with him as a potential with this guy. I'm excited. I am very, very excited. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the chat because I have a feeling that this team has an opportunity to shock the world. And that's why, last year if the Jets were really good and wouldn't have quote-unquote shocked the world because there's a lot of expectations for it to happen. But if they do it this year, you never know. And listen, I don't think this means, the Jets are guaranteed going to improve and win 10 games. No, not at all. But the main part of this, which we talk about all offseason, is the main question mark is going to be Justin Fields. Because let's be honest, man, that's the biggest X factor of this entire team. That's it. It's all on him. Like, it is literally all on Justin Fields. And I don't want to put all the pressure on the guy, but let's be honest, bro. If Justin Fields does not show improvement this year, does not show that he belongs to be a starting quarterback in this league, then we're going to be back to square one in the offseason. And listen, if that's the case, that's the case. But I'm really excited to see what Fields does because I think this is the best situation he's ever been in his entire career. And I genuinely believe that. This is Justin Fields' best situation. The best offensive line he's been behind. And granted, I will say, the offensive line for this Jets team, it's unproven. This is an unproven line. On paper, it looks great. But let's be honest. The offensive line stunk last year. Okay? And you can argue there's a lot to do with the coaching staff not putting him in the right situations, the scheme. Even Aaron Rodgers is coming out and calling out the run game. It was just a mess, right? The system and everything about the Jets last year schematically was abysmal. Now it's all gone. Changed of everything. So if Justin Fields can click mentally, and that's the biggest thing, is he going to be able to see the field? Is he going to be able to go through his progressions? Is he going to be able to simplify the game through his mind enough to let things fly? To win football games. That's what matters the most. So what do you guys think about Justin Fields? Your expectations for him? I'll tell you what, he is going to look great with Garrett Wilson. Now, I'm excited about that pairing. I really do think that Garrett Wilson is about to have his best season of his career. And I genuinely mean that. I really, really do. You talk about a quarterback that is reuniting with his college teammate, a quarterback that is waiting to refine his confidence in the league. Like, they're going to try to recreate the Ohio State connection. I mean, go look up Justin Fields at Ohio State. And that's why he got drafted in the first round. And then he goes to Chicago. Things were a mess. Bears fans will tell you that it was more the Bears organization around him than it was Justin Fields himself. But I think Garrett Wilson being here means something. And I really do feel like us Jets fans need to realize how special GW is. He's going to get extended. It's not if, it's a matter of when. It's exciting, though. It's exciting. Folks, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button. Really does help out the channel. Propel this live stream out to the YouTube algorithm. It's the dead period of the offseason right now. It's a complete dead period. We got around a month to go before training camp, okay? And if you guys want to help out by simply supporting the channel, by liking the show, it does help out the channel more than you know. All right? A great like button definitely does help out. It's a free way to support the channel. So make sure you guys hit that like button on your way into the show. All right? On your way into the show. And I cannot wait. I'm really, really excited about what's to come with this Jets football team. This whole season is going to be very intriguing to me. This whole offseason, the training camp, I feel like it's going to be a different energy. When you go to training camp in August, I just feel like, you know, last year was, oh, whoa, Aaron Rodgers, or 2 years ago, whoa, Aaron Rodgers is a Jet, right? It was that kind of starstruck feeling, and we're just hopeful, crossing our fingers that it's going to work. Where now there's no starstruck. We're like, all right, Justin, prove to us that you actually are a guy to be excited about. There's a layer of prove it, right? There's a layer of this football team that us Jets fans are looking at it. We're like, prove yourself to us before we attach ourselves. That's kind of how it feels. That's kind of how it feels. Had to order my Justin Fields jersey before getting tickets to Jets Media Day. Let's go, man. I can't wait to see the JF7 jerseys. Next month, do you think we will get the Jets Media Day tickets? I'm excited for week 1. Yeah, the Jets Media Day tickets will definitely be coming out in the next month. By training camp for sure, because it takes a little bit of time for the New York Jets to send them to me so I can send them over to you guys. And if you do buy tickets, make sure you guys download the Jets app because I will transfer your tickets directly to the Jets app. then that's where your tickets will be for the event, Jets Media Day, which I'm really excited about. If you guys did not know about the event, make sure you guys come through. We're really excited about this year's event because it's going to be Aaron Rodgers versus Justin Fields. I mean, are you kidding me? Can you ask for a better game to go to? A home opener, an opportunity to witness this Jets football team make their debut week 1. Jets, Steelers, Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers. First opportunity to see Aaron Glenn's football's team. Jets Media Day, the 4th ever event. So make sure you guys come through, man. Tickets are in the description at the top of the chat if you guys want to come through, man. It's always a great time. Always a great time for you guys to come through. And if you have any questions about the event, don't hesitate to reach out. Did you see what Justin Fields said over the weekend? Are you referring to the video of him on the street? Is that what you're talking about? Because I did see that. Hennessy will be there week 1. Let's go, man. Let's go, Henny. You coming through to the event? You coming through the Jets Media Day, Henny? Let me know. Yeah, Zach, so I did see that. I'll play it since you brought it up, right? I'll definitely play what Mr. Justin Fields had to say over the weekend. He was stopped by somebody and he was interviewed. All right, so let me pull it up for you guys. Hold on one sec. All right, so Justin Fields was stopped and interviewed by somebody. All right, and here's what he had to say. Justin Fields talks about what makes him confident and how to handle adversity. If you guys want to support Jets Roundtable, by the way, which is exciting, a new account. Stay tuned for more details about this. Go check them out. But here it is.
I think you look really confident. Hey, excuse me, bro. I think you look really confident. What makes you confident?
The Lord.
What is it about God personally that helped you in a certain situation that you saw God?
I think you just gotta find your confidence in Him, and no matter what happens in life, you just gotta let Him have control of it and just control what you can control. So,
did you always have that faith strong growing up?
Yeah, for sure. I think my parents kind of instilled that to me when I was a young age. So I've always been like that.
Now, if you had to go back to your younger self, just starting out in the league, what would you tell him in terms of advice?
Be free out there. I think at certain stages you start to think a lot about different factors that don't matter at the end of the day. But just go out there and play free and not really have your mind thinking about too much.
But was it always easy for you when you started out in your career, or did you have moments of like, this is not performing as well as I thought it would?
I mean, yeah, I think that goes with everything. Life. Football's taught me a lot of life lessons. So of course, good times, bad times, adversity hits, but that adversity makes you the person you are. So.
Someone out there who's struggling with their self-confidence, what advice would you give to them?
I think it just depends on the situation, but I think generally be yourself without, apologizing. You really just can't care with what anybody says because, everybody's going to have their opinion. Nope, everybody's not going to like you. So,
facts.
Justin,
yeah,
David, pleasure to meet you. Take care.
Nothing but facts right there. Come on now. Now, I want you guys to break down what he just said. The adversity part of it is where my favorite part, personally. The adversity part that he brought up, it tells me a lot about the man that he is. How is he so confident, right? And I think that you look at what Justin Fields brings is that confidence, and it's a perfect pairing with Aaron Glenn. He's all about confidence. Anybody know that song? Shout out Ocean Alley. It's all about confidence, baby. All right, I'm not going to sing to you guys. But there's a lot of confidence within Justin Fields. And I think that is pretty cool to hear the ins and outs. So shout out to him. And by the way, another thing about Justin Fields I wanted to say real quick, if you guys don't mind. Can we all just agree about one thing about Justin Fields? That he's just like a genuine great human being. Is that too much to say? I mean, we analyze these football players as football players, and we forget and we never really break down the human side of things. And I think Justin Fields is a great human being. I think he's a great dude. He's humble. He looks like a high character guy. And that's cool. I like that. We want this Jet squad to have good humans. Because I'll be honest with you guys, not every single football player in this league are not good dudes. And I can tell you right now, I mean, a lot of people did not like Aaron Rodgers because they felt like he was a diva. He was this, he was that. Now, I wasn't one of them, but I'm just bringing it up. And I think that Justin Fields has this, as the kids say these days, aura, right? That doesn't translate to wins, but my point is he's someone you want to root for, right? He is somebody that you want to root for just because, like, if you're not even a Jets fan and you're just a fan of the sport, and you watch Justin Fields' journey from Ohio State to the Bears to the Steelers to now, you want to root for him. He's a genuine guy that you feel like, you know what? This guy, you want to see succeed. You want to see this guy succeed in this league. You know, a similar player I would call out as one of the best humans on this Jets football team is Garrett Wilson, the fan favorite. And it's not even just his ability to be the football player he is on the field and the wide receiver, but the human being Garrett Wilson is, his values. I mean, he was raised so well with his parents, and he's just all about the right things, which is why you want to extend the guy long term. So that's what I'm talking about. What do you mean, Richie? Tyreek Hill's a great dude. Exactly my point. There's guys out there in the league that are just not genuine good dudes. No offense. Right? Glenn comes on in with the hate as usual. Richie, you can root for him, but he still sucks as a quarterback up to this point. You know what, Glenn? He sucked in Chicago. You're correct. I wouldn't use the word suck with the Steelers, personally, because I think he could have been a lot worse. I think the word suck is a little too extreme. But hey, it was a small sample size. I know that he didn't do much as a Steeler statistically, but he did win. And now he needs to prove himself. But Glenn's point is that if you polled the entire NFL community asking, does Justin Fields suck? I bet you the majority would say, yes, he does suck. So Glenn is right. Glenn is correct on that end. Justin Fields got to prove himself. And that's what this whole season is. Justin Fields got to prove himself. Glenn's got to prove himself. This is the year of proving themselves. All right? So that's something that we all are in agreement on. We all understand that Justin Fields is a backup quarterback until he proves himself. He was a backup for Pittsburgh. He started week 1 because Wilson got hurt. Like, this is an interesting hypothetical. What if Russell Wilson never got injured last year in training camp, and Russell Wilson started for the Steelers week 1 of that season and played all 17 games, and Fields did not touch the field once? I said his name twice. What if Justin never saw the field last year because Wilson never got hurt? Do you think he'd be a Jet right now? Maybe. But my point is, those 6 games with Pittsburgh were not as bad as people think. Glenn says, watch his game. He was bad in Pitt. I disagree. I did watch his game. I'm not saying he was great with Pittsburgh. But if you want to bring up the bad film in Pittsburgh, don't forget the good film. Because there's a lot of good things that happened in Pittsburgh with Justin Fields. A lot of good. Just like there's some things that he needs to improve on. Holding on the ball too long. All those things. But people are pretending, like Glenn, that he sucked in Pittsburgh. I could not disagree more. He did not suck in Pittsburgh. He didn't. Was there bad film? Were there opportunities where he ran backwards and got sacked for a 20-yard loss? Were there times where he held on the ball too long to take a sack? Were there bad snaps? Yeah, of course there was. He's trying to figure himself out. But also add this context to Justin Fields. He knew that his days were numbered out there. He was going out there. He had no sense of confidence in his stability. Even if he balled out, he was not going to keep playing. He was going to get benched. He knew that Russell Wilson was breathing down his neck. He knew that he was there for one more year. That's not an excuse. That's just reality. Now, Justin Fields is not going to be playing with this fear element of someone's going to steal my job. I'm looking over my shoulder. Tyrod's not stealing his job. So now he has the confidence of the coaching staff. He's got the confidence in himself. He's got a system that's being built for him, where the Steelers did not build a system for him. They built a system that Arthur Smith already had around Russell Wilson, and they had to adjust around that, right? A Bears fan chimes in. How does he suck? My Bears surrounded him badly. He went to Pittsburgh and started 4-2. Yes, he has to prove, but he doesn't, quote unquote, suck. I think the word suck is definitely a little bit exaggerating. I can bet they would have swapped Russ for Justin to try both out because Russ wasn't that great. Yeah, you can argue that. We'll see. He passed up the long ball and threw a lot of checkdowns. 6 games, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns thrown, and 4 rushing touchdowns. So you got to add 9 total touchdowns in 6 games. Not awful. He also threw 1 interception. Okay? And thank you for the contacts, JT. Should have been 5-1. He marched down the field to score a touchdown late in the fourth quarter against Dallas. Took the lead, and then the Steelers defense gave up the lead in the last moments and lost that game. They could have went 5-1. And, listen, Fields did not light it up with Pittsburgh. No one's saying he did. Not one person is saying that Justin Fields went out there in Pittsburgh and lit it up. I don't think anybody is. But you look at what he did well, you look at what he did wrong in Pittsburgh, I think that is something that could be improved, something that could be built upon. And I don't care about stats. Thank you, Johnny. Listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers, their defense, their culture, their coaching staff, they're a winning organization. They know how to win despite the quarterback play. Steelers defense owned that 4-2 record. One of those losses came from the defense, not Justin Fields, though. That Cowboys game, see, people like this, they got to watch the film and watch every single play, because one of those losses was not on Fields. He marched down the field, scored on Dallas to take the lead in the fourth quarter, under 5 minutes to go. And then the Steelers defense gave up that game. I'm not making this up. Okay? I'm not just making this up. It's exactly what happened. And I'll show you guys. So, I think you can argue a lot of different things, right? Justin Fields went down the field. Look, he got the ball in this game, for example. Where did he start? So, Steelers have the ball down 3 in the fourth quarter. He goes down the field. They score a touchdown, right, with 5 minutes left. And then it was up to the defense to stop him. And I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers have proven that they're an organization that they can win despite the quarterback play, obviously. That's a proven fact. So the question is, did Justin Fields learn those winning tendencies, and can he carry over with the New York Jets? Can the New York Jets build around him enough? Yes, the defense deserves a lot of credit. But there's also a world where I think people forget. If you, quote-unquote, suck, you can't win football games. You're just a turnover-prone machine, and you can't win with them. Justin Fields has proven that you can win with him with the proper coaching and the proper supporting cast and a very small sample size. I'm not saying he could win no Super Bowl, but he can win a game if you have a defense to support him in a run game. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's smart with the football. The one thing that he has an issue with is holding on to the football, not forcing it and turning it over. That's the big difference. Some quarterbacks that quote-unquote suck, they're turnover machines. They can't see the field where they throw it and get it picked off. At least Justin Fields holds it. It doesn't put the ball in harm's way. So these are little things that can be built on. Right? That's what it's all about. And I think that the New York Jets, they have a very interesting season ahead, man, because you got so many people trying to prove themselves on this football team. As of right now, Justin Fields This is a great word to use. Underwhelming for Justin Fields. Underwhelming is the proper term. Because I disagree where you say he sucks. I really do. Underwhelming is the perfect word, I think. He has not lived up to expectations. When he was a first-round pick out of Ohio State, he has not lived up to it. But I also think people are boxing Justin Fields into this realm of they're forgetting his strengths. When we're talking about Justin Fields, everybody keeps bringing up the bad, which is obvious. You got to do that. But there's something about Fields that does make him special, which is why there's a legit upside. And that's his running ability. In today's NFL, you need to be able to move. And Justin Fields can move just as good as anybody in the league. The only player, in my opinion, that can move better than Justin Fields is Lamar Jackson. There's not one quarterback in the league that can move better than Justin Fields besides Lamar Jackson. And that does not translate to wins necessarily. But my point is there's so much upside with that capability where if he can process the field and can simplify and show improvements in his passing game, that's where it can all click. That's where everything starts going. Is that guarantee going to happen? No, I have no idea. I'm hopeful. I don't know. But that's what this Jets team is trying to do. They're trying to unlock that man from Ohio State. Zach says, what about Kyler Murray? Justin Fields is one of 3 quarterbacks of all time to put up over 1,000 rushing yards in a season. Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick, and Justin Fields. That's it. So I think he's better than Kyler in terms of running. He has that legit big play potential. And that running ability could literally be maximized. And the one thing about the running ability that I want to make sure people realize, I'm not just talking about rushing yards. I'm not just talking about being a mobile quarterback that can run for first downs, run for touchdowns. I'm also talking about a quarterback with Justin Fields. There's a part of his game that I feel like has not been unlocked, which is the improvisation ability that Patrick Mahomes mastered when he came in the league. Mahomes came in the league and was the first one that kind of revolutionized that position in terms of improvisation. Aaron Rodgers was the first of it in his prime, running around, extending plays, and then Mahomes came in, and now Josh Allen is fantastic at it. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, like all the elite quarterbacks in the league, they can extend plays, keep their heads down the football field, and make throws on the run. Justin Fields has the ability to move around the pocket, juke people out behind the line of scrimmage. He has the ability to extend plays and throw the ball down the field if he can keep his helmet down the field. That's part of his game that I think has not been officially unlocked yet, unleashed, which I'm excited to see, hopefully. Because say he drops back to pass Fields and pressure gets there, he has the ability to juke out the defender, roll to his right, pick up, an extra few ticks, allowing Mason Taylor or Garrett Wilson or Josh Reynolds, any receiver, a few extra seconds to get open. And the one thing about Fields that I think the narrative is completely wrong about Justin Fields, this is a narrative that I will continue to say I think is completely wrong. People that say Fields can't throw, he's inaccurate, he does not throw well, I cannot disagree more with that. People make it seem like the guy has an arm that is not fluid, doesn't have arm talent. I disagree. The problem with Fields has been up here, connecting the mind to his arm properly. That's when it unleashes. When you watch Justin Fields throw a football, you're not like, his throwing motion's got a weird hitch to it, or he does this bad. He's not perfect. He's not the precise, most accurate quarterback in the NFL. But the people that say he can't throw, I think is wrong. I think that's a false narrative. I really do. He doesn't light it up from a passing metrics numbers, and he doesn't have to be. This team can win football games with him putting up 200 passing yards and a passing touchdown, and if he can run the ball for 50 to 70 yards a game or something along those lines and some rushing touchdowns, that's what it is. So, there's so many examples in this league, man. Could he get better as he goes, like Baker Mayfield? Raise your hand if you thought Baker Mayfield was a goner when he signed with the Rams, right? Baker Mayfield, first overall pick, Cleveland Browns, showed flashes with Browns, leaves the Cleveland Browns. He goes to Carolina, looks average with Carolina, doesn't look great. And at that point, you're like, all right, well, Baker Mayfield's a journeyman, backup quarterback. He goes to the Rams, has that crazy game on primetime football after he signed with them, if you guys remember. And then he goes to the Bucs. Who the heck, besides delusional Oklahoma Baker fans and Tampa Bay fans, saw Baker Mayfield go to the Bucs and do what he's done? No one saw that. Same thing could happen with Fields. Will it happen? I have no idea. It could not happen. Fields can prove that he's the same quarterback he's been in Chicago and Pittsburgh, and he's just not good. That's a possibility. I'm not ignorant to that. But there are examples around the NFL. And it's not just Baker. It's a Sam Darnold. There's first-round picks that did not work out with the team they were drafted with. They go to other teams, and they have a proper system. And I think there's another element to this that I think people are missing too. What is required for a guy like Baker Mayfield or a guy like Sam Darnold or even a guy like Geno Smith? What is required for them to actually show success? I think there's a main thing that is required in order for that to work. And the Jets have that with Justin Fields. It is 100% confidence and support by the organization. When the Buccaneers signed Baker Mayfield, they told Baker, you're our quarterback. We have all these weapons for you. We have the system built for you. Let's go prove the world who you are. And he did that. The Minnesota Vikings, they bring in Sam Darnold, right? Now J.J. McCarthy goes down, and now Kevin O'Connell and that system, they're like, Sam, you are our guy, and we have confidence in you. And he took the league by storm last year, Sam. Of course, before he shriveled up in the playoffs in the big moments. Whatever. So what the New York Jets are doing is similar. They're telling Justin, hey, we believe in you. We see your potential. We want you to prove the NFL world that you got it. That is required in order for it to click. Now, does that guarantee that all of a sudden Fields is going to click? All of a sudden Justin Fields is a top 10 quarterback? No, that's not what I'm saying. But in my opinion, you need to have the belief. You need to have that sense of confidence. Fields need to have his own confidence in himself, which he does. The coaching staff got to believe in him. The teammates got to rally around him. That's what it's all about. And good defenses. Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers had a good defense around Baker. The Vikings had a good defense around Sam. The Seahawks defense around Geno's solid. The Jets, I mean, let's be honest, their defense I don't think is going to be top 5, but I think it's going to be a pretty solid defense, upper echelon in the league. Right? That's what it is. Fields got to be like Darnold with a good O-line. He has to be much better, just like Darnold. Hope so, bro. I hope so. My man, G-Man, the prophet for Jets football. Hey, Richie Rich. I'm very interested with week 1 and tailgate. I'm going to need 2 cam. You give me the full price. I'm G-Man, the prophet. I'm an Asmaniac, and I follow you as well. I will need 2 tickets. Well, G-Man, the prophet. That's very exciting. And shout out to the Asmaniacs tuning in here. Absolutely love all the Asmaniacs that are showing some support to Jets Media. If you want to come through to the event, my friend, I will put the link in the chat right now for you, my man. Right now. So the link is put in the chat. That is going to bring you over to this website right here. And the website has your buy your tickets here, all right? And all the prices are right here. So the cool thing about the prices that I have for you guys is the prices went up right when Aaron Rodgers announced that he is signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right when we found out that this game is going to be Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers, the prices went up. My prices are staying where they are. They're not moving. I'm not increasing no prices because of Aaron Rodgers. All right, this was the price the Jets gave me. All right, and I'm leaving it as is. And based off of the section that we're in, if you go compare the prices for if you want to sit in that exact section for the home opener without a tailgate party, without field access. It's a great deal. It is a great deal, which is I'm very excited to have you guys come through. So, G-Man, if you have any questions about the event, you want to learn more information, please feel free to either DM me on social media or reach out to me via email. All right? Reach out to me via email. All that information's in the chat. All that information's there. So I just put the link right here if you're interested to purchase your tickets. And if you have any questions about the event, man, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. I'm excited. I'm excited. Glenn with an interesting comment. My problem with New York, I believe it is the hardest place to play due to media. They make the head game very hard to develop. Glenn, you are 100,000,000% correct. Yes, you are. I've had this theory my whole life as a fan. It got to a point where the Knicks, Jets, and Mets, my three teams, it was like 2017, 2018, where they all sucked. Luckily, right now, they all don't suck for me at the same time. The Knicks are coming off an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. The Mets are one of the best teams in baseball. Yeah, I know they're going through some things right now, but we're going to be fine, Mets fans. Don't you worry. The Jets are the only one that suck. But I thought, like, in that era, all three of them sucked at the same time, which was for a long time. I'm like, why is that? And I think it's because of what Glenn's saying. There is a different level of pressure. And the reason why is when you are bad in New York, you are being talked about. When you are great, you are being talked about more than any other team. For example, who the heck is talking about the New Orleans Saints sucking this year? Who's talking about the Carolina Panthers? When teams suck in small markets, no one cares. But when the Jets suck, everyone cares. It's New York. It's a big deal. Because we have a monster media. We have so many articles being written, so many headlines being spun. They try to dig deep and find drama. Right? There's a whole thing here. And not everybody can handle it, which is why I believe, and this is where I'm being hopeful, of course. There's no guarantee here. I'm being hopeful with what I'm about to say here. But I believe that this man right here is the perfect man for this job. Because I think he is built for this New York thing we just are talking about here. I think Aaron Glenn is the exact head coach that this team needs. Why? He gets New York. He was a football player. He was drafted by the Jets. He was there witnessing a one-win season as a player. One win. And then he witnessed Bill Parcells come in here in the 90s and change the entire team and get them to the playoffs right away. And then he came in as a scout. So Aaron Glenn gets it. He's not going to let the media affect it. At least that's my perception. Who knows? Things can get ugly. And I'm not guaranteeing Aaron Glenn's the guy, but I really genuinely believe the toughness element of Aaron Glenn, like the Jets haven't had that in a minute, where we have someone where we can actually lean on and be like, yeah, that's the guy that represents the New York Jets right there. That's someone that bleeds Jets green. Like, Saleh tried. Of course he did. But he failed. Too nice of a guy. You can't be too nice of a guy to be the Jets head coach. Why do you think Rex Ryan succeeded? He wasn't too nice of a guy. He was kind of a little Rex Ryan. Todd Bowles was just like stoic. And I think the Jets fired him too early, in my opinion. I don't think the Jets should have fired Todd Bowles. To go for Adam Gase, of course. Ugh. But hey, we'll see who Aaron Glenn is. We have no idea if he's good or not. Did you see Alan Hahn complaining about how Glenn speaks to the media? I did see that. I have so much respect for Alan Hahn. One of my favorite people in the media, honestly. Covers the Knicks, Jets, whatever. I kind of disagreed with what he was saying. Like, I get it. But I think from Alan Hahn is speaking from a reporter journalism perspective. And listen, I'm a reporter now. But I think the Jets need a guy like Aaron Glenn testing the media. I don't want him to get pushed around like Saleh did, where they go for something and they're just like, yep, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think the Jets need exactly what we're getting with Glenn. 100%. I don't really agree with that. But folks, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button if you did not already. Really does help out the channel more than you guys know. Just a simple like button. It really does do a lot. Let's see how many likes do we got. We only got 33 likes. Come on, man. We could do more than that. We could do more than that, folks. Hit that like button right now. Really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys, as always, tuning on into the show as we're live on a Monday, June 23rd. Make sure you guys put your AC on because, boy, if you're living in the New York area, it is going to be crazy hot. Crazy hot coming up, man. It's going to be crazy hot. So make sure you guys stay, I don't even know how to say it. Stay cool, right? Stay cold. That's what I'm going to say. That's exactly what I'm going to say. So, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. I got to run. We got 4th and Forever live today at 2 p.m. Make sure you guys come through to that. I'll see you guys then. Love you guys so much. Jet ETS, Jets, Jets, Jets. Hit that like button on your way out. Stay cool, folks. Jets Media Day tickets are on sale. Email me for any questions. Love you guys so much. Let's go, Jets. I'll see you on 4th and Forever later today. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Love you.